Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
Forward to, and currently, again, already there. I've got one Safari knife.
Yeah.
That I like this Safari.
What's cool is that, like, you could tell your son anything is that's life, son.
Uh-huh.
You know? Like,
Absolutely.
it doesn't, you don't have to have the answers. You can just be like, no, that's life, son. That's how it goes.
That's life.
And he don't know. He don't know.
Absolutely not. And he's not gonna if he talks to me.
Yeah.
Well, we should intro the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and that's all.
That's it, baby.
But baby, I would assume that this is the first episode we put back up.
Oh, we're back.
So it's like my guy, like we're in here. And
we got major
Chase
dad
McNeill
energy
is a
on
dad.
one side of the table here.
Yeah.
And we're caught up on the timeline. You know, I can't go back because we're not gonna have a single other podcast where we're wasting time saying, I think a dad is gonna be here soon. It's here. I'm dad. No.
Yeah. Chase is a dad. He's got a beautiful baby boy and
6 Coors Lights at all times.
At all times. He's got a belt. They're all attached like a Batman kind of.
The mountains are blue, folks.
Yep. He is there. He's got a shorter temper.
Shorter temper.
And his shorts, his actual shorts are shorter.
Way shorter.
Real short shorts.
And
he's like
kind of the fashion
borderline
these
Daisy
days.
Dukes.
I got boxes on underneath and you can see them coming out. I got a major dangly balls. You know, I do a lot of propping up, sort of Captain Morgan style,
right,
on various obstacles.
You took the
someone gave me a whistle. They think I'm a coach, but I'll give it time.
Not a coach. You took the inner lining out of your swim trunks, you just wear the inner lining now.
That's correct.
Just that.
Just sort of a baggy, whitey tighty. And as soon as you get in the ocean, they're just flopping all over.
Yeah. They're just all over the place. Yeah. Somehow wider and darker at the same time.
Absolutely. I have many opinions about the routes anybody could take to any destination. And I have first right of refusal to tell you were wrong on whatever route you took. I get to say, I would have taken 95. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I would have taken 95. I think it would have saved 25, 30 minutes if you would have done that. And I get to say, as the crow flies, and not a single motherfucker can say shit to me about it.
Dude, that's so tight, dude. As the crow flies sounds like it goes hard.
It's okay. Well, as the crow flies, if you want to get to the nearest Ace Hardware.
Oh, okay. So you don't get to just throw that. Like I thought it was like chicken tonight. Well, as the crow flies.
Oh, no. I do get to do that too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the other thing that happens to dads is that they I think do devolve into their own world of nonsense.
You got to.
Because no one listens to them and nobody wants to at a certain point, So I'm guessing around, 50 plus is when you get to say almost whatever you want. And it's not because people respect you. It's because they have long ago decided that what you say is inconsequential to their lives.
Yeah. But I also think
you get to open the fridge and just say, as the crow flies, you know?
Dude, I also think though, one thing I think about dads and I think about my dad and stuff like that is like in my dad's bonkersness, like in his absolute ridiculousness, that man is sure-footed. Like it's just like you think about how unsure you are in any decision you make in your life, and you look at your dad, and he's dressed goofy as fuck, and it's just
just standing there,
dude. And it's like for me,
he put on cement like shoes, and he walked straight into the ocean.
Dude, my dad's like fucking rocking like sandals, knee-high socks, a safari hat, white tee, like ridiculous, like outer like Benihana, going to Chili's kind of shirt, and you cannot tell him he looks bad. And you know what? When you're that
he's
impervious, you don't look bad. It's just like that might as well just be bulletproof vests he's covered in. Like it just
come at me.
So I think you get dad armor in that way.
There's a leash there. And it's partially because it's your armor, and it's partially because again, everyone has dismissed you for being a crackpot.
I think
the rest of your life.
I think like, you think when you're a kid and like your dad talks to your friends and you're like, oh my God, no, I never wanted these forces to meet,
Yeah, absolutely. Just any questions,
Yeah. And it's all based in how insecure you are as a person. But your dad's like, I don't give a fuck about these nerds.
I don't give a shit about your dumbass friends. Your stupid fucking video. What is this? A video game? What are you playing on a screen? All right, try paying a mortgage, you piece of shit. What the fuck do I care?
Have a game that never ends until you're dead.
It's called Feed Everyone in This Room. Who wants Cheetos? Yeah. God damn. And then he walks out, as the crow flies.
Yeah, as the crow flies. Shout outs to dads, dude. They don't get enough love.
No, and that's how they become what they are.
Yeah, that's how they become.
They're 2 clicks away from the penguin, basically. Just random shit. Real dads random.
2 clicks from a penguin.
I mean, the penguin, he had a man cave. That's what he had.
He did. He pretty much had a man cave. All the villains are all kind of like just dads, different.
Again, they're just their dad's gone wrong. Yeah, the Riddler is, especially Jim Carrey's Riddler, is like just like a dad that likes to run.
Yeah, he like
those
really
running dads.
Well, like a dad that was really into model trains.
Oh yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah, Two-Face from the same movie. He's construction dad. He's got he's got fucked up face and stuff.
Yeah, and he's also like that's the dad that talks to his kids totally different than he talks to mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Two-Face dad.
Absolutely. Yeah. Same thing goes with teachers.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, I think that's a running theory that we'll continue for some time.
Yeah.
But we have some things to get through today.
We got some work on the docket. Yeah. You know what?
What?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we have a post from the vault that we're gonna poke around on, and then Nick,
and then you know what? We're gonna do a little deep dive.
That's right.
Into retirement.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of paying the mortgage while kids are playing video games.
We haven't forgotten about jobs here on this podcast.
We don't forget about 24/7. We're on jobs.
We're always thinking about them. We're always thinking about how much we don't like ours, how much we don't like yours.
I don't like yours either. As much as I don't like mine.
Yeah. We're on your side with it. Your job sucks. I don't mean to disrespect you, but I'm just saying your job sucks.
It's not a good time.
Listeners, I know your job sucks. I'm not saying to be a jerk, but your job sucks.
It's all right. That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk a little bit about retirement. Nick has compiled some notes.
Just a few. Retirement's a big issue. So
it's a pretty big one.
I was like, let me do a quick search on retirement. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a real Pandora's box. Nick, a few, months ago, I was like, yeah, we should do an episode on retirement. I was like, all right, man, if you want to look up, if you want to take a stab at that, I'll be happy to find out whatever you find,
it's like, while there's too much to really get into all of it, I have found 2 themes that travel throughout retirement, and we'll get into those a little bit later, but let's get into that vault post.
Oh, baby. So our vault post for today, for this week, the title is Bounty Hunters Wanted. And there are 10 pictures to this one. So we're going to kind of breeze through. Picture number 1 is of a guy getting arrested.
It's straight up a cholo getting arrested.
And he's making strong eye contact with the camera. Let me just say, like, he's looking at the camera like, you piece of fucking shit. Yeah. If I ever get out of this, you're the one I'm coming for. The people over top, that's their job. You are taking a picture and you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah.
And he's got absolute, you better not be videoing me.
Correct. Face. Yeah. But I would also like to know, in this picture, we got our dude staring, really straight down the barrel of this.
This guy's got some piercing eyes.
It's tough to look at, but there are 2 people. One person is hunched over him, and this guy looks old as shit.
Yeah, he looks like Hulk Hogan now.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, a little sinewy. Mm-hmm. He probably has a goatee, although I can't confirm that. But yeah, like gray hair, and he's bent over. And I want to say, just pure bent over at the waist. He's not bending his knees at all, probably because those knees are very bad.
Right.
And I think he's wearing like Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, it looks like he is wearing Chucks. Yeah.
And then
he's got his badge hanging from his neck like Alonzo in Training Day.
Correct. Yeah.
Like a renegade cop.
Yeah, it's a little bit cartoonish. Yeah. Training Day. I recently rewatched Training Day. Did we talk about this?
I fucking love it. I don't think we have, but I fucking love that movie.
Great movie. Really good.
Oh my God, man. Dude, the cholos in that movie are so scary.
Yeah,
when he's all
like, stay a while, man.
Yeah, or even when he's talking to his niece, he's all like, "Did you go to school today?" I'm like, "Man, you better go to school today," because that's fucking scary, bro. The way he says,
you don't know what's gonna happen if you stay home. And I would also like, to point out, and that there's another body that's holding this person down, but it's just one leg and a pair of.
He's using one Sketcher to hold him down.
Sketcher. It's just probably like just half of a hip that he's holding down. So I don't really think that's much of a partner. Yeah. I think if the shit goes bad, I don't know how much Sketcher is going to be able to help you out.
Yeah, these guys are handling this guy like he stinks. They're just trying not to touch him.
Like he shit his pants or something. Yeah. So anyway, that's picture number one. Picture number two is I think we're gonna notice a bit of a theme here. This is two men cornered against a wall, black dude and a white dude, and there is a person with an assault rifle that is super close to these guys. It's like one of those pictures that like the Flash took, and like they have their hands up or whatever. Like, you got me, It's like they're just standing like regular against a wall, and meanwhile, a guy who's got to be no more than 2 feet away is holding a very large weapon. Mm-hmm. These guys are very casual about this whole scenario. The person holding the weapon shouldn't be this close if you have a weapon that good, right?
Yeah, this guy's rifle looks borderline space rifle.
Correct. Yeah, it looks
like Starship Troopers rifle. Like this guy's
like this
guy's gonna lasers. From this range, that gun will shoot through both these guys and through the cement wall behind them.
Correct, which is like painted to look like it's like
they're in a cave.
Yeah, but it's also like a very stylish. Like these guys look like they could be in a GQ commercial.
Sure. Like this was taken in the LA Arts District.
Yeah, correct. Like this one dude has got one of those, the classic like hobo mitts, where you can see the fingers and the thumb, but it's all black. It's not worn or anything.
No, it's all fake. It's just his friend has a chain and is wearing it looks like a rope bracelet. And he's got a zipper on his regular shirt.
This could be an American Eagle ad.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the guy holding the rifle is definitely screaming "freeze, pussies."
You're correct. Yeah. These guys just stepped outside of H&M and they're in the middle of a drug deal. And this guy just happened to have his assault rifle right on his back. And here we are ready to go. So that's picture number two. Picture number three is, I think, again, theme here. We've got, it feels like these are a mix between stock photography and real. Like it's hard to tell. But this one is a guy. The reason I think it's real is because these guys' pants are just so baggy. Anyway, there's a guy against the wall.
Yeah, like no one would dress him like that.
Correct. Yeah. That's right. No, not a single. Again, picture number two, I believe someone would dress somebody like this for a stock image. Picture number three is a guy wearing he's like wearing a lavender sweatshirt with another sweatshirt underneath it. Right?
Oh, like wow.
His sleeves are coming out. Anyway, there's a guy against a brick wall. It looks like they're in a field of like hay or something, or like an abandoned lot. Anyway, this guy is pinned against the wall and this dude's giving him a motherfucking pat down. And he's got, just a pair of Reeboks on or something. Anyway, it's a pat down. Picture number four, we have completely transitioned. We're no longer, there's no people. It's just like a flyer that's just like Coalition of Bail Recovery Agents, U.S. Association. Yeah. Like it's like a bumper sticker or something.
Yeah, and they're like shadow figures.
Oh yeah,
through.
The image is like
Call
SWAT.
of Duty.
It's a SWAT. Yeah, this is for sure the like military masturbation, like fantasy of just like, this is who I am, and I'm just guessing if you're a bounty hunter, you're on your own. So none of this is applicable. Then image number 5 of 10 is what has to be like a screenshot from a CSI episode where there's a guy who's he's clearly holding like bags of heroin or cocaine or something. Again, very fashionable man, just like a good 5 o'clock shadow. Looks like he's got like a tattoo of like the state of Kentucky or something on the side.
The place he's from. Yeah.
The place he's from, Sarasota, Florida, who knows? And a gold chain. And then again, in the background is a person in full SWAT gear with a laser sight pinned on the bag of cocaine.
Yeah. He's going to shoot the shit out of that bag.
He's just going to, no more cocaine for you, my dude. And there's a flashlight and they're completely shrouded in like a sort of pseudo mist. So that's that. It's terrible. Okay. Image number 6 is we're completely jumping the shark here. It's just a scorpion logo. And then in tactical font, it says Bounty Hunter, Tactical Products, USA.
Yeah. Logo looks like it was drawn by like a talented sixth grader.
Correct. Yeah.
Is that like googly eyes on there?
The eyes are red. What I would have done, I'll be honest, I would have just had the eyes be hollow, so that you just would have been in white as a background, so that you just have two colors. If you're printing this on a T-shirt, for instance, it's just
like a really, really worried scorpion.
It does, or a scorpion that's high,
stoned out of his mind.
Just sort of like, hey man, we're doing tactical stuff, dude.
I don't know if scorpions have catnip, but something into that for them.
I would hope so. If scorpions, they're otherwise very mean creatures, so I hope they have some kind of hallucinogen like catnip available to them. That's image number 6. Image number 7, again, we're really dialing back into like an episode of Bones or something. Very attractive people now sitting in front of a computer.
Right. And it looks very like the way this dude's beanie is. No one wears their beanies like that. Remember when everyone wore their beanies like that?
In 2007. Yeah, absolutely.
And now no one wears them.
No one's doing that. So we got a guy with a beanie on and a T-shirt. Also, come on, bro.
And he's sitting next to Lara Croft.
Correct. Yeah, a lady in like makeup. She's got a tank top on. She's holding some kind of like weird key card or whatever, but it's like, this is an episode of something where only attractive people solve crimes.
Right.
So that's number 7. Image number 8 is just handcuffed hands. I think that's really all we need to say about that. Yeah. A very stock photography look. Now, this is, I think, where things get interesting. Image number 9 is the cover of Guns and Ammo magazine. And
on the cover is if you shaved Alf.
This guy has Alf-like features. He does have a big nose and some big ears. I will say, he also looks like exactly what you think the guy on the cover of Guns and Ammo is going to look like.
Right.
Like he's got the classic like NASCAR sunglasses. Like they're weirdly angular at every turn. Why so many angles? Yeah. Does it hurt your cheek to put these on? And there's, of course, only a frame along the top, so along the bottom, just in case, for when you're sweating after eating so much meat.
The meat sweats. Yeah.
You've been to Arby's, you had I don't know if they still do like the 5 for $5. You remember those when it was 5 sandwiches, like roast beef sandwich, plain roast beef sandwiches for $5?
Their slogan was, please, anyone come in, please. Yeah. Any amount of food for anything you want to pay is what they were offering.
Just for the love of God, we have curly fries. Like what else do we have to do for you?
We're still here. We're on Sunset. Please.
We're the cowboy people, remember?
Yeah.
Please. By the way, I will say, strange plug. They have pretty good regular deli sandwiches, like they have a turkey sandwich at Arby's.
Oh, really? And that's not a slide at Arby's. Like the few times I've gone, I always.
Yeah, I have a good time. Again, the curly fries, like, Arby's sauce, horsey sauce.
I just don't know who's keeping them open besides like people like that just escaped from prison or whatever. That like have nowhere to go.
They're hiding from their family because no one will ever look for them inside an Arby's.
Or they're like, no, I'll be at the Arby's. No one else will be here. You can come or whatever.
Yeah, if you wanted to conduct any kind of illicit business, there's so much room in the dining room at Arby's. Oh God. I do love that the beginning pitch of Arby's was just like, we're not gonna be like one of those pussies that serve deli sandwiches or like chicken nuggets. We're serving roast beef only and fries. Okay. You got it. Yeah. So just fucking come in and get it. And of course it somehow worked. We don't know. Anyway, Guns and Ammo. And I think it's important to note that I think this is, how news, you look at a People magazine and it's about Bradley Cooper. Right. And then there's a couple other like pop-ups, it's like Bradley Cooper, the hottest man in show business. And there's other pop-ups that say like, lose your acne in 5 seconds and like Oprah's secret hideaway mansion,
Yeah.
All this text that I'm about to read on the cover looks like it's all the same. It's
advertised in that way. It's
correct.
Like the
it looks like it's
different
pop-ups.
Fonts, different sizes on font.
Correct. But it's clearly just for what. I'll just read it. Scott, it says the feature, Scott Bernstein, international bounty hunter, which goddamn, I love that name. I love the title. Scott Bernstein, international bounty hunter, the biggest name in the industry. Another
Never
pop-up.
heard of him.
Never heard of him. I've heard of Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's a bounty hunter.
I would say that's the biggest name in the
He's
industry.
a national bounty hunter. I don't know if he's an international, but anyway, just FYI, he has a TLC show.
International bounty. This guy has jurisdiction across the world.
Well, he looks like Alf, so he goes into space.
He goes to Melmac. Yeah.
Okay, so another pop-up says chasing down fugitives for cash, and yes, the S is a $sign. Then it says, if you will run, he will find you. And then another pop-up says wanted dead or alive. Again,
wait, he's wanted dead or alive? Scott Bernstein?
Well, he's international. He could be anywhere. Again, the tense. I'm not smart enough to know what, like, are we in predicate tense or whatever? I don't know, but yeah, it does seem to switch. Also, just, I don't know, some weirdly specific, important to me, and I don't know if it will be, is there's, the barcode that says the date at the bottom left, and it says 14th of February 2009.
Yeah, this came out on Valentine's Day, 2009.
Correct. Number one, why are you picking Valentine's Day to issue guns and ammo? And also number two, is this the real issue of guns and ammo? Because my understanding of most magazines is that they're not daily, right?
They're not. They're
monthly.
Is weekly. Earliest, but I would say monthly almost.
Yeah, typically, and they just say February 2009. Now, I'm not saying if you subscribe to Guns and Ammo out there and you're listening to the podcast, you can text us and let us know if it's every. Do
they have
day.
A Valentine's issue?
Do they put the actual date on there? Anyway, that party was like, wait a second, is this real? Anyway, and then image number.
Wanted dead or alive.
Yeah.
He's looking for romance and he's going to find it.
Chocolate with a little bit of caramel inside. Wanted, dead or alive. Okay. And then picture number 10, last picture, is Tactical Magazine.
Yeah. This looks like someone else drew Scott Bernstein, right? This looks like it's the same guy, but just drawn by a different artist.
Okay, sure. I mean, again, it's a picture. But yeah, he looks like a different.
But that does not look like the same guy, right?
Yeah, the first guy looks a lot funnier.
Yeah, this guy's definitely more hilarious. The second guy's like a real PE teacher looking.
Looking a little more Coach Taylor. The glasses have softened a little bit on the edges.
But his hair's filled out a little more.
He's got more hair, which is hard to,
right? He's thinner in this. I mean, we could say he's younger. We'll say he's younger.
It could be younger. And then Tactical Magazine, the text is, you guessed it, similar style. Scott Bernstein, international bounty hunter. If you run, he will find you. And then it says, the other pop-up says Bounty Hunter Training Academy. And then there's another couple of pictures at the bottom with basically people getting strong-armed, just some guy getting his arm almost fucking broke.
Look at the date though, Chase.
July 2016.
Also, it's the same barcode. It's the exact same barcode.
Oh, so it's same numbers. I think this is fabricated. I don't think any of this is real.
Yeah,
Scott motherfucking Bernstein, and that worries me.
Right. Does it make you feel like Scott Bernstein's on your tail now? Like this was all just a ruse because Scott
Bernstein's right behind me.
Yeah.
That we just spent all this time looking at 10 pictures just so we could catch up to us. So I don't know, maybe he got beamed down and now he's ready to go. So now the text of this goddamn ad begins, and it says, we are searching for individuals and teams looking to become a professional world-class bounty hunter. Job opportunities offered all around the nation, including hunting fugitives for big cash rewards, hunting deadbeat parents.
Oh, it's so good.
Love the hatred already. For large payments and federal government contracts for big profit, then this industry is for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're hunting nerds, virgins, mathletes,
chess players,
dweebs of all kinds.
It feels like halfway through the sentence, we got to then this industry is for you. Like there wasn't an if then. It just says job opportunities offered all around the nation, including hunting fugitives for big cash rewards, hunting deadbeat parents, federal combat. Then there's no if in there. Anyway, whatever. No experience required. That's a huge red flag. Based off of the pictures that I've just seen, I can't aim a laser at cocaine.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm qualified to do.
I don't need you to have any experience at all to help you hunt a man.
A deadbeat parent, a mathlete, a debate team co-captain, Whether you are in law enforcement, have military experience, are experienced bounty hunters. Okay, so now we're jumping into experience.
Yeah.
Or any civilian looking for a transitional career, for an exciting change in a career that is extremely rewarding, challenging, and is packed with adrenaline and mounds of cash payments. I don't think there's mounds, my dude.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of work. I don't know if there's mounds. If
Dude,
you are
I think
looking,
it's a really hot office, like in a trailer.
oh yeah, the AC is busted.
Yeah, I think there's like
office,
conversations.
if there is one,
where you're like in his pickup truck and he goes, "This is the office," you know, like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's
I
like,
live in the office.
And I say sort of flip side. Yeah, that's a hot office, but also it's a very cold office. It'll be December and the guy's got the windows down, heat blasting, you know, he wears no gloves ever when he's outside.
Unless he's wearing a short sleeve shirt, then he's got gloves on.
He's got gloves. Absolutely. Well, you got to, the elbows get cold. So, you got to protect the fingers. If you are looking for a rewarding career in this type of law enforcement, contact us. Positions are limited. Are they? I just went through 10 pictures. Please include your email address, cell phone, and full name when applying. Very specific instructions that I would really hope you would nail without being specifically added. Like, if you can't do that, don't prompt them. If someone doesn't leave their full name, don't chase after them to be a bounty hunter. Serious inquiries only. Yeah, no shit.
Scott, you have a missed call from a guy named Snake. Snake was looking for a job.
It's Snake. Maybe Snake Eyes. I don't know. That's just it's Snake.
Former Cobra Commander employee.
Snake Plissken, maybe. No, that's a guy. That's a guy from the movies. Okay, the ad continues. Serious inquiries only. Ready to commit? Reply to this post with your email address, cell phone, with a note, full name, and we will contact you within 48 hours so we can assist you in this regard. Why are we all of a sudden like sounding like lawyers,
Right.
Like, oh, monsieur, please, I need your signature on this important document for this regard.
Yes. Contact me at the law offices of Guns and Ammo.
Signed, Richard Bernstein, Esquire. I forgot his name already. Regime is what regime for your license and registration as a world-class bounty hunter anywhere in the nation. I don't know what regime means. Regime. Yeah. Regime. It's not, it does not misspelled register. It clearly says the word regime. Anyway, that's what it says. I'm just going to leave it. Reply to this posting by sending us your email, full name, and cell phone number. This is the third time they've said that, with a note, or contact us directly at bountyhunterjobs@gmail.com. Serious replies only, because we have a serious email address. Big booty bounty hunters at hotmail.com.
Big booty bounty hunters.
I mean, I'm just saying bounty hunter jobs at gmail.com is pretty casual, if you ask me. It's just like, I need a job as a bounty hunter at Yahoo. Like, you could have guessed that email. You didn't have to read this post. You could have just said like, oh, you know what? I need a job as a nurse. Nurse jobs at lycos.com. And then someone is like, oh, don't forget to tell your full name.
Nurse jobs in my neighborhood.org.
Correct. So anyway, I can tell you're very serious. Sorry. There is information in the compensation box, and it says 10% of the bond amount for each fugitive. For example, chasing down someone for a $1,200 bond, you would earn $12,000 for that arrest. That seems like not enough money to me. Bounty hunters arrest more than, whoa. Bounty hunters arrest more than 50,000 fugitives annually. That ain't me. That's just the industry. Yeah. Right?
That's the collective does that.
Yeah, correct. So it's like, oh, let me multiply that by 50,000. And then employment type, it says full-time, which that ain't true. This is a contract position. There's no way in shit you're getting health insurance as a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up right now.
How many bounty hunters there are in the U.S. versus
how many fugitives there are in the U.S. right now.
We can.
I just Googled. Let's. Yeah. Actually, maybe it's better for you to do it on the laptop, not me on my phone.
How many fugitives in the U.S. Right now is 10 most wanted fugitives. That's not what I want. I want to know.
That's what I kept running into. Yeah.
How many? I see. The thing is, I don't think they actually have a number. How many fugitives in USA is what I'm going to type. Nah, I mean, it's just almost one.
No. What's to say at the top there? Go back up. Go back up. Across more than 180,000 fugitives can escape justice by crossing the state. Okay.
Oh, okay. This is a USA Today article that says across the U.S., more than 180,000 fugitives can escape justice just by crossing state lines. So it's basically just, that's the tale as old as time, where you have like a situation where you did something that you broke a law in a certain state. And if it's not a federal law, you can leave the state. And I'm not saying that it will be good. Yeah. You'd be better. You'll be better off than sticking around, So anyway, if that number is real, okay, then we have enough fugitives.
Then we can do the 50,000. I don't know that that's real, but I guess that also would go hand in hand with Scott Bernstein's like, I don't have a jurisdiction. I'll go anywhere.
I'm international, baby.
Yeah,
I'm in Prague. Yeah, chasing down a deadbeat parent in Prague. Yeah. Like, oh, you haven't paid child support. Come here, you asshole. You're in Brazil now. I would straight up love to see, like, I just recently watched the movie Spy with Melissa McCarthy, which, by the way, knockdown, drag out, great movie.
Really?
Like, if it's seriously completely underrated, also because I'm sure it's called Spy. It's a terrible name. The most, like, you can't even find the movie if you Google it. If you write the word spy in, it's just like, spy cameras. You want to just know Harriet the Spy. It's just like anything. Anyway, so
dude.
It was 2015, and we saw it actually, I think shortly after it came out at like some. We in Nashville, they have this like brew and view where you can go drink beer and watch movies, and we pretty much just went to go drink beer, and the movie was playing. You know what I mean? And we were like, "Oh man, this is good." Anyway, and so my wife and I recently rewatched it, and we're like, "God damn, this is still good." So Chase's stamp of approval. It's probably, I think, one of the only Melissa McCarthy vehicles that is actually like good to watch.
Okay.
I'm not saying that all of them are bad. I'm just saying that most of the time you're like, oh, this is a vehicle so that Melissa McCarthy can just say weird things. Right?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, okay, fine. That's an hour and a half of that. But like Spy has like a plot that is, I think, good and interesting. And it's like a spoof of spy movies. What I'm saying is they did a great job of this. I would love to see someone spoof a bounty hunter who is over like a Ron Burgundy of bounty hunters. You know what I mean? The Scott Bernstein. Anyway, this guy, here's my biggest concern, completely separate from the whole world of bounty hunting, is Scott Bernstein himself. If this guy is in this post twice, you're going to have to talk to this dude.
Right.
And he thinks he is hot shit. So hot that he's willing to Photoshop himself onto a guns and ammo cover. So I'm out.
Right. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with this guy ever.
So I know there's 50,000 fugitives that get arrested. I'm gonna leave them to the Scott Bernsteins.
No, you handle it, Scotty.
Yeah, you got it. Fuck this place. Heyo, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, did you know that you can text this podcast? The number is 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We take your side, by the way. That's an automatic position. If you text us, we're on your side.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about your boss. You think I'm going to protect that guy? I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I got your back. We got your back here.
Absolutely. If we're like this is like a weirdo, like sleazy lawyer commercial. I mean, we're on your side to a point,
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing a goofy suit right now.
I'm wearing a brown tie. Couldn't tell you why. If you need to talk shit about something, like we're your shit talking team. All you gotta do is text 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We're on your side. And we're back, baby. So, baby.
Chase, in the meanwhile, I have been doing a little bit of research on.
You've been checking it out. You've been chasing leads. You've been doing a little bounty hunting, so to speak, for knowledge.
Following up on some hunches I've had, and let me tell you, my hunch about retirement not being all it's cracked up to be. Pay dirt, my guy.
And you said in the beginning there was two themes here. Do you care to reveal those now, or are we going to discover them as we go?
Well, what I've found is that there are the two things that influence retirement, at least in the Western world, more than anything else, are we'll split the difference, called industry technology.
Okay.
And I wish I had a better word. I'm not very smart, but we'll call it like aesthetics, like the idea of how retirement sort of sounds and feels, like the image of retirement. Those things hugely influence retirement in this country.
Sure. We should clarify for those who don't know, retirement is when you stop working, which none of us will ever do. We're gonna work until we're dead. Something
from yesteryear.
Social Security is absolutely falling through, the cracks after the baby boomers have their way with it. We'll just, we're all gonna be just, maybe there'll be places for us to go, right? Maybe there'll be nursing homes. We'll have to earn our keep there, sort of like an old pauper or something. We'll mop the floors or swab the poop deck or something.
Yes.
Carry on.
So where does retirement start, right? And again, I can't speak for anything outside the Western world, as that's the only thing I looked up.
That's all we got, really.
Yeah, that's all we got, really. Okay, so retirement.
I cannot speak to the non-Western world. I feel like that should be explicit on this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't speak for China, dude. Okay.
I don't know, and nor do I want to.
There's a bunch of people there, and they can speak for themselves.
And it sounds like they got other stuff on their mind besides our podcast.
Oh boy, yeah, they sure do.
I tell you right now, we get 0 downloads in China.
Yeah, not one.
Not a single
Ireland,
download in China.
Yeah, we got them there. But
Ireland, Wales, Australia, we love you.
Yeah,
China, Canada, they don't fuck with us over in China.
Really? Yeah.
Everyone over there is like, we love our jobs. We love everything.
It's great. It's supposed to be great.
It's great.
We're definitely going to retire, and we're going to have a good
time. Private pensions started on a very small level in the UK in the 19th century, right?
Okay, this is the evolution of retirement. Okay.
Right. So, but it's not really anything to sneeze at, because most of the world then was still living in an agricultural world.
Yeah.
So what retirement meant for the agricultural United States, for the very grassroots of the United States, was like, okay, so you lived on a farm, you were born into a farm, you worked chores. Right. You
chores,
helped out around the house.
So many chores on a fucking farm.
So many chores. Then you get old enough, and chores. And then you get old enough to work in the fields, to work whatever your farm farms.
That's the reason people had big families. They could just free labor.
Yeah, free labor. And because their kids would die like at 3 years old or whatever.
Absolutely. And they would die like 45.
By a wolf or whatever,
Yeah. So, all those wolves coming in. Yeah.
Well, just to jump ahead of you, because you made the joke about 45, 47. That's when
47.
You died. Okay. You died at 47 then.
All right.
So what it was, you got old enough to where you worked your farm. And then when you got too old to do that, you went back to chores.
Yeah.
That's how it worked. You were a grandpa. You were a supervisor to your grandkids doing chores.
Absolutely.
That was the life cycle. You lived till about 47.
Yeah.
And most of the time, if you didn't die from whatever random disease got you died of like black lung. Maybe you had a job in the mines. Whatever.
Or the wolves again.
Or the wolves get you.
What does that have in Game of Thrones? This big ass wolves.
The dire wolves.
The dire wolves. Yeah, the dire wolves come after you.
The dire wolves will get you, man.
They can just tell once you hit your 47th birthday, they start sniffing.
Yeah, that's when you get eaten by a dragon.
Yeah, they're coming to bite your dick off.
The old dick biting dragons. Okay, but the point is, it's like that was life, and that's what retirement was. Just meant that you just babysat your grandkids for a couple years until you died.
Until you straight up died. Yeah.
So what happens? We kind of fast forward more into like the Roaring '20s hit.
Okay. Wow. We had the Industrial Revolution. We're now in the Roaring '20s.
Like the Industrial Revolution forced industry, right?
Yeah.
It forced people out of their homes. But we also have like the idea of the Roaring '20s. Jazz kills old people. They don't tell you that.
Oh,
they
really?
Don't tell you that. Well, just in the way that, like, again, because of image. Because the Roaring '20s came with it the idea of youth and like we're gonna live forever.
Oh, right.
And so then you have
it's kind of like the first
people,
party culture.
Yeah. So you have these people. So old people get forgotten. And
they just left them.
Yeah. So if you're in your 30s in like the early 1910,
better watch out.
Whatever. By the time of the 40, like you're in your 40s when the 1920s hit, you're kind of already being pushed aside.
Yeah, you're calling everyone scamps and scallywags and stuff.
You're already using the term beatnik. They don't know. They don't know what that means. But
but the 16-year-olds that have like super huge muscles.
Yeah, and
they're just beating the shit out of you and just saying, "Who gives a fuck about you? I'm having a good time. I'm just drinking my illegal whiskey or whatever."
So this pushes old people to the back, and which forces the idea that you never want to retire. You never want to seem obsolete, right?
All right.
That's a
cultural view.
Yeah, that's like an image thing. Okay, so that's your first instance of like image.
And I'd say you're right. That's probably the beginning of, in particular, America's focus on youth as the center gravity of life, right?
Yeah.
And like of public life.
So we take the Industrial Revolution.
We take it.
We take it, and what does that do? Is it moves us from agricultural families.
Yeah.
It takes you out of your home and puts you in the factories.
Oh, and a real pleasant factory, if I recall.
Yeah, real nice, warm place. But what I'm saying is then you lose that dynamic of like you retire you never leave your home when you retire. Now you're no longer working the farm. Now you're working for someone else.
Right.
This then leaves old people out in the cold, so to speak.
Yeah, because once you can't like thread needles like at 1,000 needle points a second, you're obsolete to the factory system.
And you no longer have your family to be like, well, grandpa's just going to watch Junior.
He's just going to hang out.
Sweeps up.
Because everybody's in the mines at this point.
Right.
Even Junior.
So we have the Roaring 20s, and then we have the Depression hits, and then we have the war. And these things, these things are the three things that make us forget about old people, because old people are not of use during any of young parties, during the Depression, and during the war. Old people can't do much during any of that. That's old people for about 30 years get forgotten.
Just got fucked.
Straight up in this country, just get forgotten. And so what happens as the war's coming to a close, like the thing is, as the war's coming to a close, none of this hasn't pushed us more towards industry. Hasn't pushed us. We haven't gone back into agriculture. We've gone more and more
further. Yeah.
So let's see. I gotta go through my notes. Man, dude, okay. So we have, like I said, there's always been companies that do these kind of small time pension plans.
Yeah.
There's not much to them. Roosevelt, August 14th, 1935.
All right, we're getting hard fucking dates in here. Go ahead.
Yeah. He institutes Social Security.
Yeah.
Right. And like the immediate pushback, or the immediate is that it's generally well received, but there's a lot of pushback saying that this is not enough.
Right.
So, which is absolutely true, by the way. Absolutely true. And I found that like it absolutely echoes people going, like when you think about the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, the government's going to give you an extra $600.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
It was like, that's not enough. But the other poor people were like, I'll take it, like it's like,
no, I will take that, please.
Yeah. And so it's like, so it just echoes that. A lot of this stuff kind of echoes what happened during the pandemic, which was pretty interesting to me. Like, a lot of what the government
time is a flat circle here.
Right. Very much. And so anyway, so Roosevelt, August 14th, 1935 institutes Social Security process. Social Security, it's met with generally like cool dude. But cool, also,
all right, we don't want old people to die immediately after they stop working.
But it was like there was also the pushback. They were like, whoa, this is coming out of our checks now. There was a lot more controversial than people think. But okay, so this flies for a little bit, but with all the pushback and all the kind of like the turmoil, what we get is keep in mind, industry is still growing. We see how fast technology is growing.
Yeah, no, agriculture is being supplanted.
Yeah.
Year over year.
Further along. So what happens and what continuously happens, is happening in the Industrial Revolution. This happens nowadays. I feel like it's happening to me. It happens to us. Is that as tech and as like industry rise, older people aren't able to keep up with it just because it's not their way of life. It's not how it's not this. It's not.
And also the actual obsolescence that occurs. I mean, literally less workers. You could take one machine and replace 10 workers, right? So when you combine that with not really keeping up with the technology of the time, the new machine that makes the thing work faster or whatever, then you're even less likely to keep the job.
Correct. So what happens is companies that are trying to come up, private companies, they start offering pension plans,
right?
And they use these pension plans to influence the market. Is very much framed in a way that like work for our company, we offer a pension plan.
Oh, yeah. It's the way insurance came about. Like insurance was privatized because they were like, it was viewed as like we'll add this to our employment, right? In the United States, I mean.
Yeah. And I would say also it's like, it was like a thing that was framed as good, but it was also used to kind of like shade a quiet evil. Like
Oh,
you think about
definitely.
you think about how like recess is a cool thing, but it's actually just your teacher needing a 15-minute break
Uh-huh.
legally. You know?
Yeah, it's cool for you.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's framed as like, oh, this is great, but it's like, well, we're only doing it because we have to shut this lady up.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not because they care about your well-being.
Yeah, and so
they don't care
private
about you
companies
or your exercise or your fitness or your body. They're just like, it's just labor laws.
it's just the law. So private companies start offering pensions, but they use it immediately to influence the market to one, get rid of the old people that are working for them by being like, if you work for us,
pension.
We're going to get you out of here.
Right. That's
because
hilarious.
We want to hire younger people. And because we are offering a pension, younger people will be like, it would be smart for me to get in now on the ground floor with this company. So private companies across the country start using it to leverage the market in their favor. So that
surprise.
Yeah. So it's not just because they're doing it out of the kindness of their hearts.
No.
So this takes us into the 1950s. And I know I'm not very good I've never been good at homework. So I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but
no, we're moving forward chronologically.
Yeah. So it's like, this brings us in the 1950s, which brings the proliferation of journalism towards retirement.
Journalism. Oh,
so this is where image comes back into play, because up until this point, the idea of retirement was basically submission to the idea of being obsolete.
Oh, just like I'm nothing now. Yeah.
Yeah. I can no longer help. I can no longer contribute. Because keep in mind, people loved America up until, like the war, the Vietnam War. Like it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, they didn't all love them. Don't get me wrong. That's not a blanket statement. But what I'm saying is, when we think about like happy Americans, they're always framed in like the 1950s, like when it was good, right? So it's like, so people didn't want to seem obsolete. They didn't want to get old. They didn't want to be these things. So you have I keep messing this word up.
Proliferation
of journalism. Magazines start publishing about like there's a magazine comes out called like Senior Citizen Magazine, Modern Maturity. These magazines,
wow, they're like kind of advocating for
it. And they're trying to like highlight like thinking about retirement and what like the idea of the golden years comes into a thing. When were the golden years? In, like I said, just 20 years ago, you were dying at 47 years old. The golden years.
Well, that's from 43 to 47.
So what I'm saying is, it's like, not only is industry and technology forcing these old people out, but they're also now being pushed in the way to think that, no, it's good that you're not a part of the American workforce anymore. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever like listened to our episode on deep diving on credit cards, but I will say, from the deep dives we've done, the 1950s, if you're just a man with a wife and 2 kids, probably seemed like a great time. A lot of weird shit happened in the 1950s that really changed our country. Like a lot of like the institution, like credit cards, like that's when minimum wage started kind of like not being as much,
not keeping up. Yeah.
And then and credit card, like credit limits started increasing, pushing for retirement is what I'm learning here. Like all this stuff happened in the 1950s, and it really, really shaped the way that our country moves now. Which also is why I think that people who bought into like Trump's like the America how it used to be kind of shit,
they're goddamn idiots.
Well, like the 50s kind of like, for a flash in the pan, looks like that.
Sure.
Everyone has a job.
And of course they're advocating for the exact
card.
Well, of course they're advocating for those things, but they don't want the governmental support that those things require.
They just don't see. They're not seeing, like, they're not getting the tab for the pizza party that they're ringing up in the 1950s.
Correct.
You know what I mean? They're not seeing what's coming down the barrel.
Also who that pizza party was for specifically, and who it wasn't.
There's a very specific group of guys that was for.
they're loving those fucking pepperonis.
So that takes us up until just like basically. I mean, I wish I could say that I took us all the way up into like the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that, because obviously that comes with its own changes. But like I purposely stopped it there, because from there I kind of think like it's a little bit of it's just like choose your own adventure. Think about the technological jumps we've had over the years, and every time that same process happens, the idea of image and the idea of technology, and like how often we are pushed out of jobs because there's a machine that can do it, because there's an app that can do it.
1,000%.
Yeah, I 100% I went to this point because I'm like, this is the template you need. These are the 2 images that I found, and this is repeated up until like the modern day of just like, well, now, I mean, dude, I fucking was at work today, and I was driving down Melrose, and I saw one of those robots that's a DoorDash driver now.
It's we were talking about this recently. You and I were like, I personally believe, and I don't even think this is that big of a stretch, that like Uber, Lyft, all of, like rideshare, and I'm sure DoorDash actually as well. They're just like, they're not profitable companies. Like Uber is not. I'm going to Google it right now just so I can say this with some kind of authority. Uber profit. My understanding is that it took a long ass time for Uber to become profitable because of the scale. Is Uber making a profit? Okay.
While you do that, I'll hit you with just some fun facts. I was looking up.
Sure.
40% of retired people over the age of 65 in this country expect to return or do return to work in some capacity. Okay.
I do. So here we go. This is from November 4th, 2021. So fucking recent. And it's a headline from Reuters. It says Uber makes first operating profit as driver shortage eases. You understand? The final quarter of 2021. It's been running since, 2014, 2012. And I don't know when it's, literally there's an article from February of 2021 in TechCrunch that says, will ride hailing profits ever come? What I'm saying is these entities they don't care about now, right? They have enough capital to like weigh themselves over the short term. What they are, I believe, doing is they're just collecting enough data, like just fucking huge ass piles of data, so that when automated driving comes in, they can finally get rid of that pesky piece of fucking shit driver and just automate all of it. And they've got all of the user data, they've got all of the route data, they got everything they need because they've been tracking everyone who uses the app. And I think that's the same thing for DoorDash will do the same thing. It's just like, all we're doing is we're just playing the game until we can replace these dumb piece of shit humans. And deliver your fucking lo mein.
I totally agree. And I think that's something that we see. Those are the trends. Like I said, as far as retirement, I guess my point about this is retirement is what you're saying. It's how do we get rid of people? In this regard, they're like, these people are old. How do we get rid of them? So we replace them both with technology. We can't force them out. So we get them to believe that they don't belong here. and how great it'll be on the other side of the fence with the old people like them. And also we use technology to like show that we don't need them. Right. And so 40% of retired people over the age of 65 return to work to some capacity. The average age of retirement in the United States for men is 66 years old. You're expected to live maybe another 16 years though.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's 66. I kind of thought it'd be higher.
I thought it would be as well. Closer. I mean, with women, it's the same. But women are expected to live longer. If men live 16.4 more years after retirement, women tend to live 19.8 more years, 20 more years. That's a good chunk of time. I don't know how much fun you're having.
Those last 10 for sure, man.
Yeah. It's not.
Well, the other thing that I think is so interesting about the kind of concept in general of retirement, and this is not a new concept. I'm not the first person to bust this out, but like, you're gonna, the wait now to get this other thing later, like to a certain degree, you have to have, like this sort of like nest egg or whatever, because in the end, like, you won't be able to work as much. I mean, no matter what the job is, you can't work as much to earn for yourself, to live through those final 15 years or whatever. But like, it is fucking bonkers to me that it's like, all right, man, you're working super hard right now to save for retirement, so that, let's say you're 35 now and, you're going to be 65 eventually. And let's say you retire right at the 65 mile marker. What are you going to do? Go fucking skiing?
Right.
I mean, for sure, there are people that actually do ski in their 60s or whatever, but like, there's a hell of a lot more of them that ski in their fucking 30s. Like, what do you do? Get a jet ski? Like, just go fucking party? Like, no, and I understand that, at a certain point, and that you won't want to, right? And that's okay. But like, there is for sure, like, I think this really dumb delayed gratification, right, to retirement as a concept that like, I'll get to finally live the life I want while I spend 65 years not living the life I want.
Exactly. Squeezing the life you want to live in somewhere between working for someone else.
Correct.
So what country has the lowest retirement age, Chase? Take a guess.
I would guess it's a Nordic country, with a decent amount of Social Security. So maybe like Iceland.
Turkey.
Okay.
Turkey. Average age 51.
God damn, these motherfuckers.
51,
dude.
Men expected to live 15.3 years after that.
Oh shit!
I don't know why they're also dying earlier over there too.
Yeah, okay. I trade out. I'm not good. I'm good.
I'm
take it back.
My godfather, God rest his soul, he used to say that the fastest way to die is to retire.
Yeah, for sure. No, I do think that there's there's probably brain science behind to retire and to drop all of your pursuits, all of your brain engagement,
to drop purpose,
so it's a recipe for fucking death.
Also, same country, Turkey, women retire at 48 over there.
God 48. Damn, but they die at 49.
Oh no, they hang on. They live another 19.8 years. There's still another 20 years.
Same gap.
Turkish women, they got it figured out. Turkish women are the only ones that got it figured out. I would say
women got it figured out. They live 19 years just like the American women.
Way more than us. Yeah. But specifically women from Turkey, they know what's up.
Turkish
I guess
gals.
like the point is from the beginning, the criticism was that whatever help you get from the government will not be enough, and that has not changed. So the things I've looked up that I've read recently are mostly that the thing that's going to crush you the most is that you will have done nothing to prepare yourself for this. That
emotionally or financially?
No, financially.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure the number one problem with retirement.
Yeah, and there are 401ks. There are things out there.
It would be wise to save.
My guy, he has someone like I have made a lot of bad choices in my life, and just looking back at this stuff, I'm like, you know what would be really good too? A lot of money in your mattress, because a lot of these programs and a lot of these stuff, they fall through as well. A lot of the things, that are instituted to try to help prepare you, they don't pan out so much either.
No, dude. No.
I mean, like if you had a bunch of money and you could work your ass off, dude, I would say maybe buy some land in Montana and put some money on that land, and maybe
bury it in the ground.
And that's going to be your retirement.
Yeah, no, I mean, if there's any one takeaway from this retirement, it would be episode would be good idea to save some. Yeah,
save some money.
Save a lot, in fact.
And everything I've read is just like, even if you can only save a little bit at a time, you don't know how valuable that will be later.
Oh,
just
Jesus Christ.
Save a little bit out of a time.
Yeah. I mean, you want a Game Boy now. When you're 65, you're really going to want a Game Boy.
You're going to really want that Game Boy.
Yeah, you want the same thing. You don't need medical. It's not medical bills. You want to get a state of the art arcade machine.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, straight up, I got a PSP when I was like 22 or 23 or whatever. And if someone got me a PSP today, I'd be just as happy. I'd be like, oh hell yeah.
That's so tight. Yeah.
I'll play my PSP.
Did they have Twisted Metal on PSP?
Yeah, I believe they had Twisted Metal. I think they had Tony Hawk. I used to play Final Fantasy Crisis Core. Oh, no, it was the continuation of 7. It was like the side plot of 7's Crisis Core.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that's my quick deep dive on retirement.
That's a quick deep dive. Takeaways you should save, and also we're in big trouble.
Yeah, like I said, like just take look at any point in Western like American history, and there's always a coming wave of both tech and image that shifts the way
I think, and I think about this a lot. I've thought about this a lot, like over the last amount of time. The whole this is a little tangential, but I think it's related. The NFT thing.
I don't know what that is still.
The motherfucking Bitcoin situation.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, NFTs are oh no, I have to define it.
I don't know what it is.
No. Yeah. So NFT stands for non-fungible token. Oh, there's someone there fungible.
Yeah, dude,
fungible, word? Bro. They put the word fungible in, and they think that we're not going to make
the wrong era. Fungible just came out, man. I'm too old for that now.
I can't fungible now. This is an episode of Seinfeld. It's the fungible. Did you have the fungible? That's Kramer. Anyway, fungible is exchangeable, right? Okay. And they could have just said that. Anyway, I think personally, NFT is going to go by the wayside, and it's going to become something, right? So we don't call it ride sharing. We call it an Uber. Right. So eventually I think there's going to be a platform that's sharing NFTs, right? Like there's a thing called OpenSea and blah, 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 that are sharing. And we'll get to what NFTs are for those who are curious. And I'm so sorry you're hearing this from me. If you're hearing the definition from a guy who hosts a podcast about jobs, I'm sorry, but we are going to define it. But I think it's going to become like, it's going to become, oh, you have an OpenSea. Oh, you have a Coke. You know what I mean? Like a brand is going to rise to the prominence, or a few top brands are going to rise to the prominence, and a new term is going to rise over NFT. I think that's my take on how language changes, because NFT is too weird. Just like no one says World Wide Web anymore.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like it's just like, it was.
Everyone just says interwebs. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone says, "Let me get my America Online disc ready, and I will meet you in the chat room." Single and alone. So an NFT is a non-fungible token. It is a digital token. Digital. So like, let's say just it can be a picture. It's just a picture of a fucking field, but it is tied to the blockchain, which is where like Bitcoin and shit comes in. The blockchain meaning it is a long series of, let's just call it receipts. Right. And so if I were to give you, I'm holding a water bottle right now.
Okay.
Let's say,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm following. Okay.
It's a picture of the water bottle. Right.
Okay.
If I can, if it's not a picture, I can hand you this water bottle. Right.
Right. Okay.
And I say, this is my water bottle. It says Chase on it. Right. It's like Chase's water bottle. And Nick is like, I have Chase's water bottle. Right. And it's just one water bottle. It's impossible for anyone to know that it's not Chase's water bottle. Right. What a blockchain does is it actually certifies, right, via a decentralized process, that it is in fact Chase's water bottle, and Nick now owns it. Does that make sense? Got it. So in a digital way, you lock it down in a digital platform, right? Like, and again, I don't quite know how it gets managed because I've not gotten that deep on it. But let's say it's on. There will be a place where we collect digital tokens, right? I bought this water bottle. And if you're watching on YouTube, all 10 of you, if you're not watching on YouTube, it's just a blue water bottle with like some clouds on it. I bought it because I like the way it looks. Right?
It's like, nice. Yeah.
It's a nice little water bottle with clouds on it. And I like it because I'm a cyclist. It's a cycling water bottle, and it conveys like some vibe that I like if I were to be riding my bike. We are going to, it's crazy that this is true, but we are all going to buy things that reflect our personality in a digital space. Got it. That's like we're going to customize. You're a fan of horror movies, right? Correct. You're wearing right now a Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, a Friday the 13th shirt, and I have a Scream tattoo.
Correct. And that tattoo is yours forever, right? Correct. Imagine if you could transfer that to tattoo, and the artist, his name is whoever, JJ Scream tattoo guy. Oh, dude, he makes JJ Scream tattoo guy. I love that guy. Yeah, that guy. That's my guy. He makes a ton of art on again in an NFT space, right? And you're like, holy shit, that is a really cool fan art of the Scream mask. Right. Like, it's just fucking cool. And I want to have it. Right. And so he could release 50 or 5,000 or whatever, but it's going to be in your little wallet, basically. Right. Right. Okay. And it's going to be a way that we in some sense, both flex on each other and also just sort of convey personalities. Right. Because we're going to go deeper and deeper. And I don't want to get into the dumbass fucking meta thing where we're going to go into the goddamn metaverse. But the bottom line is, even in the real world, we might pull out our phones and be like, yo, I just got this. I'm a huge fan of Coed and Cambria. It has been well established on this podcast. Yeah. If anybody else is a fan, I'm like, fuck yeah. If they have a shirt from a year of merch, right? Like a tour merch run. Yeah. That's a fucking cool shirt. The suffering shirt from that year or whatever. Hell yeah, dude. Listen, well, when you marry me, anyway, great song. They're good. They're a good band. They're a great band. I think they're a little too concepty to really hit the mainstream, but correct. They're really good. They are they're really good band. Good at being a band, and I think they're really good at cultivating a fan base. Here's the thing. They're going to come out with an NFT at some point, and I'm going to be like, oh, sure. Maybe I want this. Maybe I want it, especially because it's these things will become collectibles 100%. And it's like I have a shirt from the tour, the Coheed and Cambria tour in 2005. It was their first big headlining tour, and I fucking saw them there they Under Oath opened for them. It was nice. Fucking killer show, dude. And I got a t-shirt at that show.
Did you get all wasted?
No, dude, I was underage, and I was just having a great fucking time. It was just a great show.
Just a genuine experience.
I loved going to shows. Anyway,
I missed that. Yeah, I miss shows.
So fucking good. And it was a 1,000 person venue. They were like, they had just cracked like on MTV too, you know. So like the crowd was fucking ripping it. Like we were ready to rock. Anyway, so I bought a shirt at that concert. Right? They could have made that shirt linked to an NFT. It could be a real shirt that I own, right? But it's linked to the token. I love the art it's like this lady dancing in a graveyard. It's like a silhouette, whatever. I just think it's fucking cool as shit. That could be linked to an NFT, right? And like over time, that NFT could become more valuable as their fan base grows, or, you know, whatever. And like I could trade it for money. And then, you know, Coheed and Cambria would get a little royalty anytime I trade it or someone else trades it, or I could just keep it and hold it, just like you would hold any kind of collectible coin or, you know, anything else. Like theoretically, I could sell that shirt on eBay right now, and maybe a Coheed and Cambria fan would find it more valuable than what the price that I bought it at, which is probably $15.
Got it.
I bet you I could sell it for 20 or 25, right? That same phenomenon is going to happen with NFTs. Okay, I blacked out. I don't know what I said, but I think I explained NFTs, you know, in some way. But what I'm saying is relevant.
I think you cleared it up for me a lot. I think I understand a little bit.
Relevant to our technology.
I just thought it was something Melania Trump was getting into. I don't know.
No, she's into them too. Relevant to our conversation of technology will supplant us. Like, you know, I've been listening to a lot of people say, like, beware being the new old person. Right. I've been like, I didn't want to get, this is me just quoting Gary Vee, by the way. Like, I didn't want to get a cell phone, you know, or I didn't want to put my credit card on the internet, you know, shit that we used to complain our parents wouldn't do. Right. Or our grandparents wouldn't do, or our aunts or uncles wouldn't do. So like, anyway, I don't know what that means for our employment, you know, but fuck, it's coming. So if you, just FYI, if I'm the first person who told you about NFTs, you might want to Google it.
Right. Well, I'm definitely going to have something to Google in, because you are the first person to explain NFTs to me. I have no idea what's going on. I will also say I'm very much that old person. When we, Chase and I went and hung out, celebrated our
100th episode,
100,000th episode. And we went and got wings, and they had one of those menus that it's like, oh, just scan your phone. And then the menu comes up, and I was like, no, I want a paper menu.
Nick begged for a paper menu.
I was like, no, I don't want it.
Nick was like, can I just please? And they were like, they found one, and it was so sticky.
It was so gross. It was the grossest. Like, what
they pulled it from under the refrigerator.
Yeah. Whatever I didn't get as far as like information stuff taken from my phone, I definitely got in disease. In my
hepatitis
body.
C for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's the episode. That's it. That's retirement. Godspeed to all of us.
I mean, that's a snapshot of retirement.
A little snapshot, a little deep dive. So we got more of those coming. Thanks for hanging over the hiatus. We are back in action. So
and we love you. We
do love you.
You know what? I was with my boss today. I'll tell a quick story. I was working with my boss today, and I was telling my boss to my boss's face how much I hate my job. And I was, not in a mean way, just being honest. And then I was talking about things that I do like. And you know what I fucking said? I said, I fucking love the people that listen to Fuck This Place.
Hell yeah.
And I've missed you. We have missed you over this 1000%. Break.
Yeah.
But me and Chase talk all the time, and we talk about you.
We talk about you. We do.
And we miss you.
We're concerned for you.
The people who write in, we talk about you guys. We talk about how much we appreciate you. And the people who don't, we're wondering why you haven't yet, because we want to talk to you too.
Yeah, you can talk some shit. 4-6. I can't remember.
And also, if you can expand on retirement or any of the fucking garbled shit I said, please help me out. This doesn't have to just be about me.
We just got on Google for the first time.
Just fucking kid us with some information, some knowledge. You don't know who needs to hear it.
So we're grateful for you. And we'll see you next time. We're so grateful to be back.
Yeah, dude.
And we'll see you next time. And fuck this place.
Fuck this place. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. You know, it's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, you know? Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.